Hey guys, it's your boy MKS here, back here with another video. Yesterday I didn't actually make a video. I was going to make a video just like this one about it being the penultimate Monday of the month, because I recently realised this is the last full week of this month, and obviously I learned when I was in high school in the UK, about 13 or 14 years old, what penultimate means, which is last but one. So I realised yesterday was the last but one. In other words, penultimate Monday. Today is the penultimate Tuesday, and up till Friday, I think, are penultimate days of the week. And then Saturdays are actually the last Saturday of the month. Sorry, month, not week. And so it's obviously Sunday. But anyway, so I'll say July is nearly finished. So it's nearly August, which is my birth month. So I'm hoping to really do a lot in August, like as many videos as possible, and like hopefully help as many groups as possible and come up with ideas to push myself as well, and like help as many groups as possible. I'd love as ever to hear your suggestions and ideas and what you think of each of these ideas of mine or goals of mine and all that. So anywho, I didn't quite get around to making a video yesterday, and I'm more disappointed now than I was then. I think I was a bit tired. So but anyway, I had a day off from making YouTube videos at least. And I didn't really do any writing as well, so it wasn't really a very productive day yesterday. But anywho, here are my plans for and my goals for not just this month, but like generally to supporting Native American people in July, August, and September. Hopefully, as much as I can. And I took it a bit easy this month. I'm hoping to do a lot more in August, and hopefully next year, especially in August and September, I'm hopefully going to do a lot to support Native Americans, all being well. And I've been watching some interesting stuff on YouTube about organizations which support Native Americans, and like the Native American Business Incubator Network, Incubator Network, NABIN, and things like that. So that hopefully find out more organizations, and hopefully there'll be more organizations in the future which support Native Americans and their businesses. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to crack on with my list of my ideas or goals for supporting Native Americans. As I said before, like in my previous videos, on certain days I like to focus on certain things. So it being a Tuesday today, as the title suggests, I'm hoping to focus on business and banking and that sort of thing. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this list, and as ever, I'd love to hear your points on each thing. I think that covers the intro. So number one, on that note, which I've just mentioned, I hope to look into ways to support Native American businesses, entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call them, and I'd love to hear any of your ideas or suggestions for supporting Native American business entrepreneurship, again, whatever you want to call it, and how to like fund them. And I hope Native Americans will support the channels like this, like my channel, basically, because especially these videos, because like any money I make from these videos, all being well, in the future, if I do make any money from them, will go towards Native American groups. Number two, again, I hope to learn about organizations that support Native American projects and Native Americans making things and creating things and doing things. And I've been watching some of the YouTube videos that say like Patrick is a Navajo, pronouncing my English is not that great, let alone other languages. But yeah, so the way I read it first was like Navajo, but I think it's pronounced Navajo. So I hope I got that right. But yeah, so I watched quite a lot of his videos, and other Native American YouTubers. I can't really remember the names of such channels, but yeah, I hope to support as many of those as possible. So basically, I hope to support Native American YouTubers. And again, as ever, if you are a Native American YouTuber, or if you know of any Native American YouTubers, please post their links. I might actually just do like a YouTube search and post it in the comment section below, so people can find out about Native American YouTubers. Number three, I dream for like Native Americans to learn about banks, maybe to have more. Like, apparently, there's some Native American tribes where hardly any of the people have bank accounts. And I'm sure that many people in the world don't have bank accounts, but I'd love to support Native Americans to have their own bank accounts. But not only that, but like to have encourage banks to invest in them, and maybe even have their own banks, like Native American banks, and where they can support each other. And again, as I've talked about before, I hope for Native American people from all of over the Americas, like Canada, Mexico, the Americas generally, to support each other as a continent, like the indigenous people from that continent, or both continents, in fact, like North and South America, the Americas, I'll say, to support each other. Sorry if I'm speaking really fast, or being a bit nervous today, as Emma. But yeah, I hope I don't repeat any points. But and I hope you enjoy the video, and hopefully, as I say, I'll be able to help as many people as possible. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see if Native Americans could create their own banks, but also like encourage banks around the world to invest in Native American projects. Maybe if they see that Native Americans are supporting each other, they will be more inclined to invest in Native American entrepreneurship and that sort of thing. But again, any money I make from these videos, I hope to donate from July, possibly August, and certainly in September to Native American groups, especially if Native American is in the title. All being well, like support their projects. In August, I hope to support quite a few different groups. That's why I didn't specifically mention Native American for August. So, but yeah, so I hope to fundraise for different groups in August, especially disadvantaged groups or people of colour, and bring them together and encourage people of colour to support Native Americans. Number 4, again, I hope to support as many Native American projects as possible and support Native Americans, especially financially or economically, financially/economically, and in all other possible ways, and listen to them as well. Number 5, I hope to support Native American entrepreneurs of all different ages and backgrounds, male and female, and boys and girls, to learn about business, and to support them to have the goal of going into entrepreneurship, and like people from the reservations to who leave the reservations, Native American reservations, and go into the wider society, like who do well in business or other ways, like to encourage them to give back to their own communities and like visit the reservations and talk about what can be achieved and be like role models and mentors and things like that, especially for girls, but again for boys and girls as well, and people of all different ages and that sort of thing, especially young people, but also older people as well. Number 6, hopefully by the end of these few months, and hopefully next year as well, I'll support Native Americans as much as possible and encourage people of colour and others to support them. Number 7, again, I'd love to hear from Native Americans as well about what sort of things, what sort of goals they have, like whether they're financial or if they have more spiritual goals or whatnot. But I'm sure like financial is quite important as well. And I think that richer people from the Native American communities should support those, in my opinion, who are less well off in their communities. I wouldn't want to force that onto them, but I think it would be a good thing if they did so. And number 8, I hope like to encourage Native Americans to like watch YouTube videos about which might inspire and motivate them to like 8 to be great, which talks about the importance of being passionate about your business and or whatever field you work in, and like that being one of the keys to success. I know that's a bit debatable. Not everyone agrees that passion is really important at all, even. But according to this video, they were talking about like a lot of the most successful people have passion for their ideas and their projects, and that helps them to work harder even when things aren't going so right, and they invest for the long term rather than trying to make money straight away. So hopefully Native Americans will learn from a lot of those sorts of things, and I'll be able to connect with Native Americans and listen to their ideas and listen to their goals and support them to develop those passions and that sort of thing. Number 9, I hope people who have like set up businesses will help Native Americans to plan, prioritize, and set up their own business plans and develop their businesses, and also to put them into action, of course, and things like that. And number 10, I guess, especially I hope to support the youth and like Native American YouTubers, TikTokers, and other such projects for Native Americans, and help them to export around the world. And again, people of colour especially, and other groups perhaps as well, to support them and look at like things like what Native Americans have in common with like Indigenous Australasians as well, and how they can perhaps network together, and again, people of colour generally. So as ever, please let me know how you think I did. Hopefully I wasn't too repetitive. I know like I have these patterns and things like that. So but yeah, I'd love to have like Native Americans watching these videos and letting me know what they think, and anything they can teach me about Native American culture, history, goals, and what they hope for from the future, especially young people. But again, people of all ages. And I am out. Peace and love.